This morning we got up and we decided we're going to hit the bus, to hit the train, to hit the bus, to get all the way out to I Felici. And I think that's how you say the name of the restaurant. And there's a million things on their menu, but you don't really need to worry about what's on the menu. Just get the English breakfast. And that's what we've ordered, and we're waiting for it. The restaurant is very cozy, very loud, very exciting. The staff here are amazingly friendly when they're in such a chaotic situation, and I can't wait to eat breakfast. So apparently this place opened in 1900. That is insane. I'm imagining that they have cultivated an amazing food that's about to go into my mouth. I'm very excited about that. I have been looking forward to this for a while, so it's really hard for me to focus, especially with all this going on. People might be wondering, Londoners, why didn't you go to Regency? Regency Cafe is a very, very popular and well-known place for English breakfast, but the reason that I didn't go there is this. I looked at all the pictures for Regency, none of them had mushrooms.
Was it worth it?
Yes. I absolutely love mushrooms. It is the reason that I would make a lot of decisions in my life would be for mushrooms. Other things that we have on our plate are some bacon, which seems like more like ham to me. Tomatoes, my favorite food. A fried egg, toast, sausage, and I've actually put some blood pudding on the side of mine. Or not, is it blood pudding or black pudding? Now you've got me mixed up. We don't really know what it is, but I'm gonna eat it. And I think I'm gonna do it right now. Yeah, it looks like blood.
I mean, realistically, the headmaster.
I'm pretty sure that that might be blood.
Yeah.
Congealed blood. It tastes really good.
That looks nasty, y'all.
You're gonna have some?
No.
Okay.
They have two options for English breakfast, and Katie got the first one, which has got like a bunch of meat, and mine is actually surprisingly a vegetarian option, which I'm surprised they even like offer in a place like this. But I have had kind of some stomach issues recently adjusting to European food, and I'm thinking that it might be because I've just been eating like slabs of meat, and my body's not used to that. So I tried it. I'm gonna try out the vegetarian option, and they have
baked beans are really gonna do you good.
yeah, now upon looking at it, maybe it's gonna play with my stomach in a different way. But interestingly enough, they have a vegetarian sausage, and I'm just gonna bite into a vegetarian sausage. So they're, I don't know what they've made it do to make meat, but it actually is texture-wise pretty close to meat. The flavor is a little, it's okay. It's not like, I kind of wish it was a little spicier or something. There's not a lot going on. It doesn't taste like a plant or anything, but it could trick you. If somebody didn't tell you that was vegetarian, you might think it's meat. It's pretty close in the way it acts.
Start trying to trick you.
And then I've got a, what is this? A bubble and what?
Squeak.
A bubble and squeak, which is this, and it's like a casserole or something, and it's just made of vegetables. And it's just congealed vegetable stuffs.
I heard that it's what's left over.
Or like leftover vegetable stuffs. It tastes like broccoli. It's very green tasting as opposed to how the sausage didn't really taste like vegetables. That tastes like you're straight up eating vegetables. And I'm just gonna hit the beans because it looks like something they might be good at.
I'm jealous.
I mean, it's a pretty solid plate of beans. Like, what can I say?
It's a solid plate of beans.
Yeah, it's good. I think the most fun part about all of this is the atmosphere and how much the staff is like energetic and how crammed in here everything you are. I wouldn't say the food is like incredibly like amazing tasting, but it's definitely a cool place to come, and the price is pretty low. Nah, dude. Nah, I'm not eating that. It took me about 10 seconds to realize that the way you make this shine is to just pile everything onto the bread, including the beans and everything. Just make a big mess.
Really? Oh, Mr. Mistopheles.
And that is amazing.
That shit was intense.
It was intense in there. It was really cool. And I think if you lived in London and you knew about this place and somebody came to visit you from outside of London,
if anyone came to visit
you would be like,
we
got a place. This is the place you would bring them, because it's just incredible in there.
I can't even imagine that Regency has that same atmosphere. If it does, that can't be duplicated. I'm just going to put that down.
Like, the people that work there are like the nicest people in the world.
If you get the chance to meet Nivio, which he greeted us at the door, and just a very friendly, amazing guy, constantly checking, making sure you're good and stuff like that, and just having a good time.
They're making jokes with people and stuff, and they're kind of vulgar, but with a smile and stuff, so it makes it really fun. And like, you can see the line behind us. Those are people that are really like waiting to go inside.
Yeah.
This place has got a name, so I'm really happy that you found this. And
I'm really glad that I picked this location. And it was more mushrooms. Mushrooms take you where you want to go. That sounds like an ad for drugs. Oh no.
But they brought us here.
Yeah, they did.
And on the way out, he just got to talk to us about like being from America and stuff, and asked us about some sports teams that we don't know anything about.
Sorry, Jaguars.
And then also gave us
a parting gift.
A parting gift. And what did he call it? He called it bread pudding?
Bread pudding. He says his mom makes it. It's bread and some other stuff and cinnamon and sugar.
And raisins. And yeah, this is like Eric Stuff's hardcore. So hurry it up. I'm going to snatch that right out of your hands.
And raisins.
Yeah. Okay. So it's very good. It's sweet.
Sweet and moist. Definitely has a puddingness, but with a thicker something to bite in consistency.
The inside is soft like a pudding, and the outside is like fried or something to make it kind of crispy.
Oh, that's going to be a good bite right there.
Never had it before. That's really good.
Which one? Which bite? Yeah, right there.
That one? That one with the raisin?
Yep, that's going to be the one.
All right. Yeah, very cool, very recommended. You guys should check this place out.
I will never go anywhere else for English breakfast.
Never?
That sounds like terrible that I would limit myself to that, but
I would try other places.
Except for my friend's apartment. He serves up a pretty good one as well, so I'll go to there. I got 2 locations, that's it.
This bus stop's got a problem. The sign's supposed to be showing us like when the next bus is coming, but instead it looks like it's just calling out for help. I have no explanation to what's going on, but we're underneath a bridge and it's making these noises from the speaker up here that sounds like you're in hell. Why is this happening?
I think that it's like a theme walk. Maybe you buy an audio tour, or maybe they have these lights that are on the ground coming from certain areas, and it goes through this area. And I think it's just a walk that people go on, and this is an atmospheric part of it to take you out of the fact that you're just in some really industrial area. That's it. But it's really weird in the middle of the night.
We're walking over to the Millennium Bridge right now, and we're walking along the edge of the Thames River. And it's a really cool view of this pointy building disappearing into the clouds called the Shard, which is a pretty good name for a pointy building. Is that the real name, or is it like the Gherkin, just like something people have made up?
Oh, it's got to be like the Gherkin.
Okay. And also in the same like view is this really amazing looking bridge that has got this like purple and like pink like lighting on it that looks quite, I don't know, magical? Would you say magical? It's behind us now, look.
Yeah, I'd say magical.
Yeah? It's good colors.
Yeah. Smell-o-vision. Right now, it smells exactly like we just opened a case of Tic Tacs.
What flavor of Kit Kat? Tic Tacs. Kit Kats.
Kit Kats. Mit Mats.
I think it's. I know what flavor it is, but do you know?
It's the original. It's just the white ones.
Yeah. It's definitely the.
It's not the orange ones.
Not the orange ones.
No, it's definitely the white ones.
Why does it smell like that?
I don't know. We are standing next to the river. It makes no sense that it smells like that here.
It's a good smell for a river.
And it's not like they're baking up Tic Tacs anywhere. I don't know where this is coming from.
This is the Millennium Bridge, and it's like a walking path that goes across the river. And they've decided to, for some reason, make it out of a very slippery material that my shoes do not want to grip onto at all. So it's kind of fun and kind of scary. Today's a day where we're staying inside and getting some, like, you know, computing stuff done. And the reason we stayed inside is because it's supposed to rain like all day. And then we looked out the window and like it's snowing. Get a load of this. We are doing something super traditional today. We have come to get fish and chips. It's the first time we've ever had like real fish and chips.
Yeah.
Have you ever had?
I've had them at pubs
have you
and
had
stuff
at
like
pubs,
that.
like
Which
in Japan or something?
I'd consider them to still be legit, but they're not
Fair
in the
enough.
motherland.
Yeah, so
of
we're
the fish and chips. So.
We're in the motherland. And what we've been instructed to do is not to look up online and find like the best fish and chips in the city or anything, but to just go to the place that's near you. So that's what we've done. There's a place that's like literally 2 doors down from where we're staying, kind of in the suburbs of London, like not in any place special. We're at no place that's like remarkable or anything. But there's a sign outside. Well, yeah, it's not ghetto, but it's a little bit rougher on the edges and it's cheap. And there's a sign outside that's like fish and chips. So here we are getting some fish and chips. And we ordered just 1 plate of fish and chips because we saw how large the fish is. And we think that's probably going to be enough fish for us.
But then you got the jacket potato and the jacket potato looks like it exploded.
Yeah, so then I was like, oh, I'll get a potato on the side, yeah? And it's like this huge,
It's a
huge
meal in
pile
itself.
of beans and cheese and potato and stuff. So
Served with tartar sauce.
Yeah, it comes with a tartar sauce and I put it on the fish.
I'm
you're
not that
crazy.
committed to tartar.
She's not doing it. She's doing it wrong. Look, she's
I'm
just
not
putting it on
doing
the
it
side.
wrong. You can tartar it up all you want. At your own whim. It goes to the side. Are you down with the lemon?
Yeah, I'm alright. Are you going to put it all over the fish or on the side like the tartar sauce?
On the fish.
Alright.
What about the malted vinegar?
Yeah, there's a thing on the table that says that it's fish and chips, like traditional shop taste juice. Is it called malted vinegar?
Shop taste juice?
Shop
Does it
taste
say
juice.
shop
Well,
taste?
it's, if you can see how much it moves inside, so I was like, it's juice, right? So it must be juice.
You want to go for it?
I don't know exactly how much you're supposed to use or what you're supposed to do. I would put that one on in moderation.
Okay, yeah,
So
I can do that.
she's just gonna slather a little bit on there.
Yeah.
And all right.
You can
What are you
tartar-
looking forward to most, the fish or the chips?
The fish.
The fish.
Yeah, and the vinegar. I'm a big fan of that.
How's it working?
It's good.
There's ketchup on the table too. Is it some sort of? Is that for the chips?
I think that's for the chips.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Can definitely use more lemon and more vinegar
More
always.
lemon and more vinegar.
Yeah.
She gave us like a huge plate of lemons.
I'd ask for it, but
Okay.
I don't know if that's standard.
All right, so I'm gonna give it a bite to
Wow,
the
that's
fish.
like the biggest piece of food.
It is a little bit big.
Worried about your fish intake on that, but I mean, you're going to end up eating.
And
That's half the tartar sauce.
Yeah, no, I'm going in on the tartar sauce. Is that too much?
And it's not that I don't like the tartar sauce. It's just I like the vinegar more.
That's pretty good. I can totally see how that could become comfort food for somebody.
Yeah.
And
What about this
Katie's
jacket?
gonna jump into the jack and potatoes. And it's funny because in the picture it doesn't look quite like this. It actually looks like there's potato in the photo, but here it looks like
There's no.
yeah, it's mostly just beans. And we're seeing. I thought it was called jack in potatoes, but it's actually jacket, like a jacket like what you're wearing potatoes, because I guess
It's
the
because
potato,
the skin is still on it.
yeah, acts as a jacket for all of the stuff.
Something tastes like mayonnaise.
She put cheese into it and asked if I wanted butter, and I said yes. It looks like has she mashed the inside? Is that what's going on here?
I think it's just cheese.
Is that all cheese? No, that's potato.
No, it's not. I thought the mashed looking part to me was the cheese.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, it looks unappetizing. It's pretty good though. The beans are pretty good. Beans are like this are like such a rarity, like for where we live, that it's like almost a treat to come across some beans.
Even though we had them yesterday.
Oh, are we
It's
gonna?
for you.
We're gonna chip. All right. Are we gonna chip to something?
To chips.
The chips.
All of them.
This is exactly what I expected a restaurant like this to have. And I mean, maybe there's like some gourmet fish and chips or whatever, but I want to start with like...
I don't want that.
I want to start with what like the dude in the neighborhood is munching on.
I don't want to go to some pub that's going to cost 14 pounds to have fish and chips.
How much was the fish and chips for this?
$7.50.
$7.50?
And yeah, it's a big portion, so I would much rather be in this like chill little community shop than at some pub getting overcharged for the exact same meal.
Yeah. But would you try it again at the pub if somebody told you this is the best one in the world?
If they told me it's the best one in the world, yeah. But I'd have like high judgment, like would really be looking for that thing that's even better than what I could get here, and I can't really think of what they could do.
I would say that nothing really has a overwhelming flavor. There's not like, it's not a very exciting meal.
Not when you cover it in tartar sauce.
I thought that was going to spice it up a bit, but like even the beans and potato and stuff, like there's ingredients here, etc., but they're not like overwhelmingly like exciting or anything. But I don't think that's really the point of the dish. So I don't know, it's kind of fun. I would try it again, I think, if somebody told me that it was like someplace that's like you really got to try the really good one. But I'm glad that I started someplace that's like the ground level, like local jam. And I think that was a good idea. I'm gonna put some of those beans up on this chip. It's really hard not to call it a fry. I can really stop myself every time.
Beans.
It's all right. It's good, cheap food.
Yeah. Good for a rainy day.
I have a bit of a fascination with the Julian Assange story, and for people who don't know who that is, it's the WikiLeaks dude who has been inside of the Ecuadorian embassy in London for years now, hiding from a bunch of different people, I guess depending on who you ask. Originally, he was brought up on like sexual indecency charges or something in Sweden, and like they asked him to extradite him from the UK to Sweden, and he was like, no, I don't want to do that because what they really want to do is extradite me to the United States, and the United States wants to press charges against me for leaking all the sensitive documents and stuff like that. So for whatever reason, he ended up in the Ecuadorian embassy, and he's just like there, inside there, and can't leave. And because I've had this a little bit of fascination like following the story, I was like, let's check it out. So we came over to the Ecuadorian embassy to see like what it looks like outside. And I'm standing outside this balcony that he sometimes comes out and like gives like he gives like press interviews, like standing on this balcony. So like there'll be a bunch of like a press pit like standing on the ground, and like right there he's standing on this balcony, and he's okay there. But if he walks outside, then I guess the police can snatch him up and haul him off and maybe extradite to the United States or whatever is gonna happen. I'm not sure. It's weird, and it's kind of like one of those, like that dude years ago that was modeled after that Tom Hanks movie, got stuck in an airport, he's just like stuck in one place. I find this whole thing very bizarre. He's like in a prison sort of, but not in normal prison. He's in the Ecuadorian embassy. It's just in a normal little neighborhood, and I was mostly curious if there would be like a police presence here or something obvious, and it doesn't seem like that's going on at all. It's just a normal little neighborhood. So I guess he's sort of stuck in there kind of half out of paranoia. Like it seems like if he just like put a hood on and walked out, like he could just get out. But maybe there's cameras watching, or maybe there's actually police around us that we don't see. I don't know. I don't understand what the situation is. But in addition to just the embassy being there, there's also these like fences, and the fences got like messages to Julian that people have left, I guess, in support of what he is doing. And it looks like at some point they have taken these all and laid them out, maybe blocked off the street and stuff, maybe during those like those press meetings that he does periodically. They use these for that, and maybe it happens common enough that they just leave these here all the time. I don't know, but it's weird because it's right next to Harrods. It's like the department store, and it's just right down the street from there, and it's not in any spectacular place at all. I don't know. I find it interesting. We're walking through Hyde Park, which, based on its spelling and what I know of your name, should actually be called Haiti Park. And apparently there are just parrots here, like loose, like flying around.
And I mean, they've got like little bird feeders set up for them, but there's just like, why are there parrots?
I don't
like,
know.
And they're like I think they're like actual parrots.
Yeah.
They've got like a beak and like the bright colors and the whole works.
All the birds have the beak.
Well, they got like the special parrot beak.
Are there non-beaked birds?
Ducks.
Build.
You got a situation. The overreaching theme of London is that everything just looks amazing. You're just walking through something that is, we're not here for any reason, we're just walking from point A to point B, and you just constantly are seeing things like this church that's behind me, and it's just very picturesque and very beautiful, and the architecture is amazing, and it seems like it just goes on forever inside of the city. Like, everywhere you go looks amazing in some way.
Couple icons for mail, like just the stamp in general, or like for America how you put the flag up on your mailbox. But here in the UK, this receptacle is amazing, and it's iconic in my head as to that's where mail goes. And we're sending off our postcards for the month, and they say Happy New Year because it's January, so Happy New Year everyone. And we're just gonna drop them in the box. Bye bye.
So we've been in London now for 2 weeks, and let's talk about the transportation system here, because that's something that we think about a lot, and we compare it to other cities we've been to and stuff all the time. And I'm gonna give London some slack on your subway system. The underground is good, but it's not perfect. And the reason I'm going to give it some slack is because it's like one of the oldest in the world, and so many other things were modeled after it and stuff that I can understand why it's got a few little quirks. But without getting too deep into details about the little things that I think could be improved there, let's talk about how amazing your bus system is. And we had mentioned when we were in Hong Kong, we were like, wait, do they really like ride the double-decker buses like for transportation? It's not just a tourist thing, and it is just like a normal transportation thing. I mean, it's an iconic thing, and I think that's why I just assumed it's like a tourist thing. But like, we're sitting up here on the second level of a bus, and we've got this amazing view, and the bus network is incredibly easy to use, and the bus stops have got all the information you could ever need like on them, and Google Maps knows how the bus system works, which is something that is not universal in every city.
It doesn't know how much the bus system costs.
It doesn't know how much it costs, but it's a flat number. It's a flat number wherever you go. It doesn't matter. You know what I mean? It's 150, or it's a £1.50, 150 yen, not quite. And so you don't really, once you know that, it's not difficult to understand like how everything functions, and even like transfers and stuff are easy to use and stuff. And we've just been like using the bus, like we go into Google Maps, we tell it like avoid trains, use bus, because even if it takes a little bit longer, it's cheaper to use the bus. It gets you closer to where you want to go almost always, and you get this awesome view. So like big ups.
Right now what we're riding is going to take 20 more minutes, but it is half the price, if not more than, if not less than half the price. We get a better view. We could use the internet on the bus.
Yeah, that's one of the things that we didn't want to go down that rabbit hole. But in the underground here, your phone doesn't connect to the world. So if there's a train delay, which there's lots of, how do you tell people? You just don't.
You just don't.
It's a bizarre. I mean, I understand like, okay, that's just like, you know, technology and stuff, but like I've never been on another subway system where everything cut completely out before. I guess they put like transmitters underground in Tokyo and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know, but it was like we really hit a wall. We were like, wait, where do we where do we transfer? And we couldn't reload or something. We're like, what the hell do we do?
You're going wherever we're going.
But yeah, like the bus system is completely badass. Really, really fun.
Please hold on. The bus is about to leave.
We're on our last night in London here, and we just realized that we never really showed where we were staying, and I think a lot of people find that kind of interesting. This time we've been staying in an Airbnb that is kind of on the west side of the central part of the city. It seems like it's about an hour from everywhere, but like when you factor in walking and like transportation and everything, it is actually a really convenient place to be staying, and it's quite cheap. It was like 35 USD a night to stay here, so like no complaints. But let's go in and I'll show you a little bit of what it is. Hopefully we won't disturb anybody.
Now I'm in here.
Why'd you come in? Because it's warmer?
Yeah.
Okay. So,
First you have to take off your shoes. Which is a good sign that things are clean.
yeah, that is a very good sign that things will be clean. I'm just gonna kind of leave my shoes there for now.
Oh, really?
Oh, well, I mean, these
He's
are put them
dirtying
in the
them up.
box, but
I even
I'm,
left the box open.
the box is getting full. And it's quite narrow. It's pretty cool because this is almost like a real house that they've sort of renovated. So you get to see a little bit of like what the architecture will be like inside of a house in London without having stayed here. And this is one person's room. And here, number 2. And usually we fumble with the door, but we've had a lot of practice.
Oh yeah, that's true. Our room always smells like something different. Right now it smells like pizza. Why does it smell like pizza in here? The other day it smelled like meat, and I know why it smells like pizza, because I ate some food the other night that was like really tomatoey. It was like tomatoes and lentils and stuff. So yeah, this is my doing. And this is our lovely little room. We have a wardrobe and a window and a bed, and this bed has been really comfortable.
Yeah, it's like super comfy.
Since we've been here for 2 weeks, I actually used the dresser, which normally I wouldn't. I'd just live like this. But I'm still living like
Still
that.
living like this.
Yeah. Any other thing that's interesting? I flipped that on its side.
Oh,
The cabinet,
yeah, Katie's
so that
got like a cabinet like this.
This is like my desk. I sit on the floor and do my work there.
And we took the they were like all this, not the umbrella is Katie's, but like the little airplane up here, all the knickknacks, they were over here, and we were like, we don't need this in our life, so we just stuck them up there. We'll put them back when we leave in the morning.
And so this is our room. Our room is to ourselves. Outside of this room, there are shared bathrooms. We'll probably show you that in just a sec. And there's also a shared kitchen, and we'll head up there just to make sure that it's kind of nobody's in there in their jammies or whatever, don't want to be on YouTube or whatever. So we're gonna take a peek into those rooms, and then we'll share them with you in just a sec. You guys are still watching the show. Awesome.
So we went up to get some video of the kitchen area, and there's just people up there. The kitchen area includes a TV, so there's this like watching Netflix.
They're up there right now. They're watching House of Cards.
Oh.
And yeah, so I've been talking to them about House of Cards, and then we just venture off into some other conversation.
So we're not trying to like bust up in their House of Cards party with a camera. So we came back to our room, and we have some traditional English. This is like an English thing, right? For real?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Think so? Jaffa cakes. Have you ever had them before?
No.
So Katie's been trying to find these in like a single pack for a long time, but apparently they don't sell them in single pack.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go ahead and just jump into the mega pack. Oh, it's really
Do you
light.
have any idea?
No,
what
I
this
have
is
no
all
idea
about?
what we're getting into. It's
let
we
me
got
read
chocolate
the-
on one side, it looks like, and then when you flip the other side around, it's just the breading, and it's supposedly sweet, right?
Yeah.
Every time I see the
read
box, I think
something-
mac and cheese.
I think mac and cheese too. And I read something on the box. It says, "Nibble around the edge, save the best for last." And there's like a
Yeah.
example.
Okay, so
maybe
we gotta
we
just
should do it like
do
that.
we do the whole thing, like the whole
I'm gonna
circle.
nibble around the edge.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Eat the whole circle.
Okay.
Okay. You're not going fast enough.
Kind of like a cake base.
It's
A
a pretty
little
good.
bit of a darker chocolate than expected.
Yeah, that's all right.
Why are you going so fast?
Because people don't want to watch us nibble the edge of this thing all day long.
Yeah, they do.
So, my guess, based on the box art, is that when we bite into the middle, something orange is going to happen.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ready?
Uh-huh.
It's almost like a jelly. What flavor
Mega
is
orange.
it? Is it just an orange? Yeah, I guess it's like a citrusy flavor. I just ate a bunch of fruit.
Which Jaffa cake eater are you? I don't know. The box is asking me questions I can't answer.
I think I'm the kind that's going to eat another one of these things. That was pretty good.
Are you going to nibble around the side or eat the whole thing?
No, I think I'm just going to put the whole thing in my mouth.
Or on the floor?
I don't even care. It wasn't down there long. It's a
Chocolate
really...
side or cake side down?
Cake side down, we're safe.
Well, I just meant which way you're gonna put it in your mouth.
Oh.
I don't care about the floor. I do not care. This
God,
is
I could go with some tea. This would go good with tea. That would be tickety boo.
Oh God.
So we've come up to like, I don't even know what level we're on. Is this level 4, level 5? It's confusing. It's like
Because
this
things
narrow
happen
hallway.
on the half floor
It does, it
too.
feels like it.
the bathroom downstairs happens on the half floor. But I think that's the only one. Well, room number 1's on the half floor, and then we're on the normal floor. The bathroom's on the half floor. Yeah.
And I'm having trouble getting around the door. There we go. So this is one of the 2 bathrooms. And as you can see,
This is my favorite bathroom.
why do you like this one over the other one?
Well, you got the skylight,
Yeah.
and then I think some people don't know this bathroom exists.
Everybody goes to the other one first.
And most people go to the one on the half floor instead of going all the way to the top of the building. So I don't ever feel like I'm impeding on anyone.
But the other one is a little bit bigger with no skylight and more traffic.
Yeah, it is a little bit bigger. This one's a little cozy.
Yeah. So something that is unique for us as Americans is this is like a towel drying rack, I guess. It's like the heating unit, but you can hang your towel, and a lot of times you'll come in here and like the floor mat will be hanging there and drying,
Yeah.
which is necessary because of how, it can be real here, y'all, how stupid the lack of a shower curtain system is.
Here, why don't you show, because some people might not know what system they're using, and I agree, I don't understand this system.
So what they've done here, and apparently this is pretty common, is they put this glass wall that moves. I'm not clear on why. So you kind of lift it a little bit so that it makes like this rubber thing down there connects. And then you take a shower there and inevitably water goes all over the floor. And like I've tried like standing way in the corner and like trying to be all careful, but then there's like kind of like a crack over here, so then water just goes out and goes over here. I don't like when a shower curtain sucks to your body, you know, like that's no good, but like I also don't like it when everything is soaking wet and then like you go out and come back in, or you go in after somebody else and then your socks are all wet now. Like this is not a good system. So this is the only thing about the entire Airbnb that I don't really like, and I don't think it's really the Airbnb as much as it is maybe an England thing. I don't know. English people, like, is this what it's like in your house, or do you have some other type of system? But I mean, the best system is a Japanese system where everything is separated. That's the best. But otherwise, the bathroom is really nice. It's really, really, really clean. They have a lady that comes, and she's from Indonesia, I think. Mm-hmm. She's super friendly. Katie's become friends with her.
We were like best friends. Like, I think we were both really excited in the morning when we see each other. Yeah, so yeah. I'm gonna miss you. Tomorrow's our last day here, and I don't think Yaya gets here until like 10:30. And we're leaving at 9:15, so I'll never get to see Yaya again. It's kind of sad.
You can leave her some Jaffa cakes?
Yeah, I already left the Jaffa cakes, and I'm gonna write her a little note. Because she's probably one of the best things about London.
And just the whole Airbnb here has been awesome.
Yes.
And very cheap.
Superbly clean. I think that the people who are running the place, while they aren't in your face, are helpful and are interesting and entertaining at the very least. And our room was totally fine, like equipped for us and just relaxable. I think having a better place to do work would have been good.
A desk or something.
Yeah. But that's really hard because I end up talking to everyone. That's what I'm talking about. Like, a less social situation for work would be good.
Less friendly people, please.
Less friendly people.
Every once in a while, we see signs and we're like, we don't know what that means. Like, no dumping, I get. Like, no trash. Like, don't put trash in there. But what is fly tipping? I have no idea. I hope it doesn't mean like, don't videotape this sign.
We're not in London anymore, but we're going to talk about London.
In a moment.
In a moment, yeah. We took a train this morning out of London north towards Leeds, and then came out into the countryside of Leeds, and we're going to be staying here for a little while. And just this train ride up here, looking out the window, and you see all these sheep and these fields and these like villages.
They just look like little puffballs.
They do. These
on the field.
villages with cottages and stuff, and it's like this thing that you have always seen in TV and movies and stuff has come to life, and it's the English countryside, and we keep seeing that in Europe and having that come over us over and over and
these
over.
things
where you
that
just see things
we've
you're like,
seen in.
oh, that's a real castle. Oh, that's like
real. It's real.
like,
it's
you know,
real.
like you're just seeing these things like, oh, that's a real boat that like was almost like Viking age boat that sank and then they dug up out of the water. Like these things we keep seeing, it's just like that's a real thing. Oh my god.
So we're sitting in an amazing little cottage
And we're enjoying some
Yorkshire.
Yorkshire, not Yorkshire. Don't say it American.
We're in Yorkshire.
And we're having
And,
Yorkshire tea.
We're having Yorkshire tea. Whoa, what are you doing? To Yorkshire.
No. To London and Yorkshire, to England.
To England.
And we've also got a snack. We got a twirl.
We got a twirl. This is high tea, people. This is a high tea.
The reason we
got
have a
tea and
twirl is because in one of our favorite shows, it's a show called Peep Show that's filmed in London. It's a BBC show. And they mention a twirl in an episode, like briefly, for just a moment. And
If you remember that episode, it's devilish. But Jez orders a Ribena and a twirl, and we
never knew.
We couldn't figure out what a Ribena was.
Well, for a long, even when I first saw it, I was like, "What are they talking about?
What are they
is this?"
talking
And
about?
At some point, we Googled it because we could understand twirl, but I never understood this.
We couldn't understand this,
what
and
they were
I was
saying.
walking through a supermarket, and it just hit me. I was like, oh, that's Ribena. And maybe they
twirl.
just put an R on the end, like a Ribena,
Yeah.
because some languages do that, or accents do that. And so, yeah, I figured it out, and I got it for a surprise for Eric. But we're going to do the tea and twirl.
We'll do the twirl, and it's a Cadbury chocolate, which is, like, you see a lot of those in the supermarkets here.
Why do I think that's a ripoff?
Cadbury?
Like, I love
man.
the eggs. And the eggs have always been, like, whoa, Cadbury eggs. But for some reason, like, Cadbury anything else, I'm just like, why would we not egg?
Okay, so a twirl is like a stick, apparently. This is all new to me. And it is, I kind of like a Twix, like, or a Kit Kat. Like,
Two for me.
like you get long stick
one
shaped.
for you.
You got two?
No, but I started doing the Twix thing too for me, not for you.
Yeah.
Such selfish Twix
Okay, we can
eaters.
do this again. How about, what are we gonna do it
To twirls.
To twirls? Okay. I don't know if we should be doing that to a thing we aren't so familiar with. Okay, so
It's like layers of chocolate.
there's like a honeycomb of chocolate in there. It's not
Can't
honey.
see that at all.
No, you can't. No, but if you hold it up and then you tap it on the screen, it might come into focus. Like if you get it just right. There we go.
Ah.
Yeah. So it's kind of like a matrix or something.
European people like air in their chocolate. I don't know if that's a thing you know about yourself, but you like air in your chocolate.
I kind of like air in my chocolate. It's
I think
good.
I don't like air in my chocolate. Not that this is bad or anything like that. I just never realized it was an option. And then even when it was an option, I was like, meh. I'd rather have caramel or some other thing.
It tastes exactly like chocolate from the Cadbury egg without the rest of the stuff in the Cadbury egg.
I love the stuff.
Yeah, the stuff is really good.
Okay, we have really steered off course with this.
Okay. So the purpose of this whole video, how was London, Katie?
I met some people in our Airbnb. Our Airbnb was probably one of the best experiences I've had at an Airbnb.
Especially just for the company.
Just for the company and for the cleanliness. So if you plan to go to London, Greyhound 21 on Airbnb or booking.com, go there.
Oh.
Normally I don't promote anything, but I would totally
It was
promote
super
this.
clean. It was like really
Super
well,
clean.
good location.
And we met a
Everything was
lot of
really nice
interesting
about
people
it.
doing things that you wouldn't find at a hostel. Lots of people looking for work. Lots of people moving
Yeah.
from one apartment to another.
I
So
don't-
it
there
was
were-
weird.
most
We
of the
were
people
living with
met
locals.
Most of the people we met were kind of local people that were like in between apartments or whatever. And they were just staying there like kind of mid-term, long-term-ish.
Yeah.
So that was
a big part of
really
it, but-
cool part of London.
A person asked me there, what were your favorite things about London? Because they were just starting off, and I told them Tower Bridge and the Tower of London. Nothing makes me feel more like I'm sitting in the middle of that city than being inside the walls of the Tower of London and looking over and seeing the bridge in the distance. I don't know.
It's pretty surreal. And it's super touristy But dude, London is very touristy. Like, there are tourists everywhere. We were walking around, and I was like, does anybody here speak English? Like, just, there's, like, so many different European languages happening, and there's lots of different Asian languages happening, and it's like, there's tourists everywhere, and there's a million things to do in the tourist, like, realm. So, like, you'd take a very long time to run out of those things.
Yeah.
But that all aside, like, the stuff that people are going to get off of, just, you know, top 10 things to do in London, like, besides that kind of thing, just walking around the city is amazing. It looks amazing. It's a beautiful city. There are modern buildings, but a very great majority of the buildings there are like old school looking buildings. I don't know if they're actually old, but they're structured in a way that they look like older buildings. They don't look like super modern or high tech or anything. And it just, the whole city has got a really cool feel. And that was just my favorite part, is just looking out the window or looking outside or walking around, just seeing these buildings. Like, the atmosphere that they had at nighttime when you walk around, the way the buildings are lit and stuff is like really like peaceful looking. St. Paul's Cathedral is amazing. Like, every time you walk around the corner, you're like, whoa, that's amazing. Whoa, that's amazing. There's no shortage of it.
We're riding the bus on our last night.
Yeah.
And I looked out the window and we saw these huge statues of these dudes, like
what,
with their
fighting?
heads
And one was
connected.
in the ground or something?
And,
it was weird.
And it was just like, look at that. And I thought, whoa. We didn't see that.
Yeah, but if I had to give somebody advice, and we talked about this a little bit when we talked about the transportation, spend as little time as you can on the underground. And get on the buses and ride on go up top, ride in the front of the buses, and just look out the damn window.
And we're not talking about the hop on, hop off.
No,
We're talking about.
I don't even know why you would do that. They have these open air tourist buses for hop on, hop off.
The reason you would do that is because you want to go to several sites that are part of their card.
But you're outside. Like, in the winter, it would be terrible. In the summer, it would be terrible. Like, it would be okay if the weather was perfect. But I would rather. I can't imagine any time where I wouldn't rather just ride the local line for. Did you?
Yeah.
Was it cold?
Up top.
So yeah, to me, like, London is the way that it looks and the atmosphere that's outside, and the food, and not specifically the English food, but just the fact that you have access to so many different foods from around the world. It's kind of like New York City, where it's a bit of a melting pot, so you have tons of access to lots of different, like, authentic flavors.
Yep.
And it's endless. Their markets are amazing.
Food-wise, Borough Market is fantastic. I would highly recommend that to anybody who can't find, like, one of those markets that has multiple cultures represented. That would.
But I don't think it's there. Just walk out by a train station. It seems like you walk into a market of some sort. Like, they're everywhere. I'm really surprised to see how many there were, and the quality of them is awesome. And I really enjoyed. Where did we go yesterday? We went to Camden?
Yes, we went to Camden.
It's super touristy, but I liked it. I thought, and I think that you could get outside of it really easy, like where we went and had the eels and stuff. That was authentic, man.
Yeah.
There were no tourists up there eating no jellied eels.
The guy was like, "It's your first time here?" And I was like, "We stick out."
Yeah. He just looked at us. I don't even think we were talking.
Yeah, we weren't even talking.
He just sniffed it out.
It was just the way I was standing there looking at things, looking at the menu. Like, people, they don't look at the menu. They walk in, they say, "I want a pie," and that's it.
Well, I liked a lot of the street art and stuff in that area, and seeing that lock with the boat and everything. I don't know. I could just, like, review everything we did and just say how cool it was. But, like, to tie it up, like, I think London's one of my favorite cities.
Yes.
And I
was sad we were leaving.
Yeah, me too. I did not expect that I would say that after having gone to London based on what my preconceived notions were. So, like, I'm thrilled that we went, and it's amazing. And we both were like, yeah, it's pretty livable here. Like, we could live there. Like, without
no question
a problem
about
at all. Yeah, very cool. And for a big city, I found everybody to be quite friendly.
I was shocked I thought the customer service was going to be terrible.
And I mean, it wasn't, like, amazing, but people were chatty, and, like, they said, they weren't
It was what I want out of life.
Yeah.
I want people to have attitudes and things like that. We went to a restaurant, and the guy was, like, doing my card, so it takes a few seconds, and I just looked at him and was like, "How long have you been working here?" He was like, "Too long." And I was like, "What does that mean?" And then we went on this long story, or, like, started talking about how he wants to be a carpenter, he's in school for it, and I just love that it was kind of honest. And we're not getting that in Japan because you're
just
never
not the
going to break
culture.
through that.
Yeah.
And you're not going to get this weird honesty that a lot of people will give you here in other polite places
Especially-
that speak English.
Especially not in Tokyo. I've
Yeah.
met them outside of Tokyo, like gotten through that wall outside of Tokyo. But anyway,
So I really enjoyed that. Like, I've really enjoyed the people.
yeah, me too.
Yeah.
It's been great.
It's hard for me to think of anything that was bad.
The train's kind of uncomfortable,
Train sucks.
but it's old.
Yeah,
They need to dig a bigger hole.
yeah, I definitely would go back. And
Yeah. I would be willing to stay there for a long time too, like, and just like really get into it. Like, really cool city.
what's the longest tourist visa?
I don't know, maybe it's like 3 months or something.
We gonna find out.
We're gonna find out. As always, a huge thanks to everyone supporting us at Patreon that's making these videos possible. If you want to help us make more videos too, be sure to check links to our Patreon on screen or in the video description below. Also, don't miss our Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook for more windows into our adventures.